there's going to be a massive amount of shakeup in the 2 through 5 range, I believe. And if the Warriors can again sneak into it, if they can sneak into that discussion, well then, who knows? Maybe they don't have to be a team that has to climb out of the first round from the 6th seed. The Warriors have captured something special, and it's been difficult to describe each and every night because it seems to look different. But the fact of the matter is, if you're watching these games, you can see it. It isn't a matter of, I guess, how many points a particular individual is going to get. To me, the question is always going to be, how are they going to figure this one out? And I felt like tonight they figured it out with their defense. I thought they figured it out with their know-how. And they figured it out with physicality against a Knicks team who I thought was trying to push them around. I thought was trying to bully them. For example, OG Anunoby was a freaking man tonight. OG Anunoby, I thought, got the best of the OG versus Jimmy, one-on-one type of battle for much of this game. He was trying to impose himself on Golden State. Karl-Anthony Towns, to his credit, played really well in this game. I thought he played physically, but he couldn't stay on the floor because Draymond Green was in his head. Draymond Green, and this is where, again, Draymond won this game for Golden State. Down the stretch of this game alone, from 4 minutes in, the Golden State Warriors led 90-88. They got the final layup from Draymond when he turned the corner on Cat and got to the rim with his left hand. He had a block on Miles McBride with 90 seconds left. And he had a couple of big rebounds in those final 4 minutes. And he basically was able to summon that defensive player of the year type Draymond that I feel like has not necessarily been missing, but he saves it in the way that Steph has saved himself so many times throughout this year for the final couple of minutes in the fourth quarter or for a big stretch in the third. Draymond Green waited until the moment arose and then summoned the old Draymond in order to put away the Knicks. And I thought he did it with defense. He also stepped to the line and made 2 the big free throws. With 66 seconds left, he gets the strip on. Cat. Cat fouls him to put the Warriors into the bonus. And in a 2-point game, those are big free throws. Draymond goes to the line, knocks them down to put them up 4. Couple of seconds later, he gets the final basket and says night-night to the New York Knicks. So I thought Draymond was fantastic in this game. Again, as the Warriors are now 14-2 in 16 games since the deadline, with 15 games left to go in the regular season. No, they did not get any help tonight from the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have now won 7 games in a row. In addition, alongside the Golden State Warriors, the Warriors have the tiebreaker, so they remain in the 6. They did get a little help from, of all players, of all teams, the Washington Wizards. And I know that the Denver Nuggets are a team that in all likelihood is, uncatchable for Golden State, although they are right now 3.5 games back of the 4, the 3, and the 2. And it's right now is occupied by the Houston Rockets of all teams. There's going to be a massive amount of shakeup in the 2 through 5 range, I believe. And if the Warriors can again sneak into it, if they can sneak into that discussion, well then, who knows? Maybe they don't have to be a team that has to climb out of the first round from the 6th seed. Again, they're fending off Minnesota, and it feels like they have as much of a chance to get caught by Minnesota as they do to catch the Lakers, the Grizzlies, whoever's been in front of them for the 5 seed. Right now, they're 2 games back of the Los Angeles Lakers, who have lost 4 games in a row, and the 5 seed looks legitimately attainable. And that's a place where you might be able to avoid a first-round series with Denver, or, I don't know, maybe even LA if they fall. But you might have to beat Memphis, And so this is a game that I think was important tonight, obviously, for the Warriors to win. It was not an easy game, and to me, they passed the first of their toughest home test and their toughest 3-game stretch so far in the Jimmy Butler era, which was New York tonight and then the back-to-back between Denver and Milwaukee on Monday and Tuesday, because Denver looks like they're kind of stuttering. I mentioned how Jordan Poole helped them out. He hit, a 35-footer with about a second left in that basketball game to deliver victory from the jaws of defeat for Washington, 126-123 in Denver. And somehow Jordan Poole is still helping the Golden State Warriors, even though he is marooned in Washington. In many ways, I thought it mirrored the first win during, their first meeting and their first win against New York this season, because it was tough. It wasn't easy. They had to dig deep for it. And in many ways, I thought it was equally as impressive. The Warriors had to, again, they had to win differently tonight. I thought they had to dig deep. They had to get gutsy. They had to get gritty. They had to get down and dirty. And when you need someone to be physical, when you need someone to test the will of another team's, I don't think there's really any player that's better at that than Draymond Green. And say what you want about his antics, say what you want about some of the things that he will say in this podcast, specifically about Karl Anthony Towns. I was not a big fan of what he did, but when you watch him play basketball, it's quite easy to understand why this guy is so damn important to what Golden State Warriors basketball has been. They do not win this game tonight without Draymond Green. They do not win this game without his defense. They do not win this game without his mind. And what I mean by that is, in the first half, Karl Anthony Towns was killing the Warriors. In fact, he was killing them for just about every second of this basketball game that he was on the floor up until the final 2 minutes when Draymond ended up owning him. But if you can't beat him, get him in foul trouble. And Draymond was able to goad him a couple of times into picking up cheapies, most specifically in that first half, picking up his third foul, pointing him to the bench and telling him to go sit down. Those are the mind games that Draymond Green plays, and I'm sure as an opponent must be the most maddening thing in the world, along with the fact that he's able to get a big strip and then knock down free throws at the end of the fourth quarter, along with the fact that he can turn the corner and get to the rack and lay it in to essentially seal the game, along with the fact that he can be the communicator and center fielder on defense for a final 4 minutes in which the Warriors defense is able to win this game in a physical fashion against the New York Knicks. Draymond Green was the reason why this game was won for Golden State, or I should say he was the one that drove the nail home. And as much as a lot of people don't like to see him adopting the night-night on the other team, this was a game where he absolutely deserved to do it. And it was one where he himself ended up sending the Knicks home. So Moses Moody is quickly becoming, and he has been a fan favorite for a long time, but he's quickly becoming a really big part of this basketball team. And he's shooting close to, if not above 40%, I believe, over the last 16 games now. And a lot of them are even just spot-up, wide-open threes. He's able to knock it down now, it seems like, with relative consistency with a hand in his face. He's not forcing anything. And also, he's willing to put the ball on the deck. There was a play late in that game, and I want to make sure I get the time right, where Moody comes in, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, where the Warriors lead by 3. The Knicks went on a little bit of a run to end that third quarter with Curry off the floor. Moses Moody puts the ball on the deck, gets into the paint, pump fakes Cat into the air, spins and fades and drops it in over. That's a move that I didn't know Moses Moody had. He continues to go deeper into his bag, it feels like, every single game. And that confidence that he's playing with is unlocking a different level of play for him. And so, it's a testament to the hard work that he's put in. But the fact that he can go out and get you 18 points in this game, like Moses Moody was the second leading scorer in this basketball game. And I know he only had 1 rebound and 1 assist, couple of steals, but I thought that he hit enough shots for the Warriors to get this thing done. And Moody, again, over the course of, he's been playing well even before Jimmy was here, but now I think that alongside Butler and bringing Kuminga also back into the fold, he feels comfortable in his role, and I don't think he feels like it's going to get snatched from him anytime soon. I think that Moses Moody is here to stay, in the starting lineup and potentially the closing lineup, which is where he was again tonight, and I think necessarily should be. Moses Moody is quickly turning into the 3-and-D player that I think a lot of people, maybe over the last couple of seasons, hoped that Andrew Wiggins was going to be night in and night out. They're different players. Wiggins is a champion as the second-best player in a title team. But Moses Moody is, I don't want to say Klay Thompson-esque because Klay was unbelievable, especially as a two-way guy. But the 3-and-D aspect of his game is becoming quite clear. It's rounding into form, and it feels like he's, again, just gaining more and more confidence every single game. The kinds of plays that he's able to make now, I don't know if he's making 2 months ago. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, if you'd been given this opportunity earlier, that you would have found this. I could be true. All I know is that he's doing this now, and it's a part of winning basketball. Moses has been I think through the ringer, maybe more so than any other Warrior on this team. Even Jonathan Kuminga signed a 3-year contract this summer that is now looking like an absolute bargain. And the Warriors are getting every single penny's worth from it right now. As another 33 minutes tonight was a game high plus 10. Sorry, it was a plus 10 right behind Gary Payton's second, plus 12. But 18 points were second most in this team. Knocked down 4 of 8 from distance on a night where the Warriors only shot 31% from three-point range. That's another aspect to this team, that they don't have to shoot the ball well from three to win. You've seen now over the last, I would say, first few games of this homestand, you've seen them win it with the others knocking down threes. Draymond had 23 in the win against Sacramento. Gary Payton II had 26 in the win against Portland. Curry leads the way tonight with 28 points, but Moody is able to hit 18 and knock down 18 of them. In a game where you score 97, that's absolutely necessary. And it's just been really, really impressive what this kid has been able to do, and he's only 22 years of age. So